from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Details about what school will look like this summer and for the next 2 school years, and Henrico's initial unemployment claims continue to drop. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Friday, May 29th, 2020. It's brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market.
And now for the news.
As they prepare for the conclusion of a school year that's been unlike any other and the beginning of a unique summer school period too, Henrico schools officials continue to discuss options for the next 2 school years. 5 working groups of school system officials are weighing 5 possible options for the start of the 2020-2021 school year, which is planned for September 8th, as we first reported 2 weeks ago. They include a full-time return to on-campus learning, a structured and enhanced virtual learning process, an interrupted on-campus learning process whereby students would attend school in person but may have periods of virtual learning, a hybrid model through which half the students would attend school in person while the other half worked virtually from home, and then the 2 groups would switch, and a parallel model through which students could attend school in person or work virtually from home if they preferred. Now, although officials want input about the options from teachers and families, Superintendent Amy Cashwell and Chief of Staff Beth Tigan yesterday told school board members during their virtual work session that it's too soon to ask for those opinions. They want to wait to see how the state's reopening process goes, and they're also waiting for guidance about the new school year from the Department of Education, which is expected to provide it soon. If virtual learning is part of the coming school year in any way, Cashwell said it will look much different from what is currently in place. For starters, she said there'd be much less flexibility and teachers would have specific times during which students would be expected to log on and be a part of a group. Virtual schoolwork in the new year also would be graded. In the meantime, school system officials also are preparing for the July 13th launch of Season 3 of their EdFlix online learning platform, which will provide 2 different summer school options for all students. Those will include asynchronous and synchronous learning, the former referring to online lessons that students complete as they see fit, the latter referring to online lessons that are taught live at a specific time by teachers. There will be no charge for any of those options at the elementary school level, even for remediation, but the normal fees of $180 for a middle school course and $300 for a high school course, or $450 for 2 courses, will apply for students at those levels who need to retake a class, according to Cashwell. Accelerated learning courses also will carry fees. Now, at its next meeting, June 18th, the school board is expected to vote to adopt a calendar for the 2021-22 school year. They'll be choosing between 2 options, a standard post-Labor Day start on September 8th, 2021, or a new pre-Labor Day option on August 23rd of that year. A survey sent to families last week asking for input has returned about 8,500 responses to date, according to Tigan, with support for both plans just about split evenly. Cashwell and staff members are supporting the standard post-Labor Day start. School system officials are making plans to continue providing grab-and-go meals for students and others 18 or younger throughout the summer months. The school system has been distributing meals at sites countywide since mid-March. There are now 15 sites from which more than 250,000 meals were provided at no cost to students during the first 2 months of the operation alone. Continuing the program through the summer will require additional funding, according to Tigan, but a recent grant from Facebook to the Henrico Education Foundation will help cover a portion of that. Facebook's $280,000 donation designated $160,000 for the provision of those meals, an amount that will fund about 64,000 meals. 10 Henrico schools will have new principals beginning July 1st. The Henrico School Board yesterday approved their appointments during its virtual work session. The group includes 2 new hires to Henrico and 6 current school system employees who are being promoted to principal positions for the first time. 2 existing principals will continue those same roles at different schools. One of the new hires is Darren Thompson, the principal of Caroline Middle School in Caroline County, who will become the principal of Varina High School. The other is Nicole Boone, who will leave the principalship of Chesterfield County's Chalkley Elementary for that same role at Laburnum Elementary. Nicole Henderson will move from Laburnum to Longan Elementary, while Sarah Slaughter will move from Short Pump Elementary to Pinchbeck Elementary. Lauren Bischoff is promoted to remain at Baker Elementary as principal. The same goes for Ellen Guidry at Shady Grove Elementary and Paige Smith at Short Pump Elementary. Arinal Neal is moving to Trevette Elementary from Johnson Elementary. Shondell Edwards Hamlin is moving to Fair Oaks Elementary from Dumbarton. And Carrie Fellows is moving to Mayfield Elementary from Ratcliffe. First-time unemployment claims in Henrico remained above 1,300 during the most recent filing period, but continued their descent for the seventh straight week, according to data released yesterday by the Virginia Employment Commission. A total of 1,346 Henrico residents filed for unemployment during the week of May 17th to 23rd. That's down nearly 13% from the previous week. Henrico was seventh in the state in new filings during the most recent reporting period after having been sixth the previous week. In total, about 28,500 Henrico residents, or more than 15% of the county's pre-pandemic workforce, have now filed for unemployment since March 15th. That number ranks the county seventh in the state, down one spot from last week after Richmond moved up one spot. Combined, Henrico, Chesterfield, and Richmond residents have lost a total of more than 85,500 jobs during the pandemic. The three localities are separated by just 170 total unemployment filings during the past 10 weeks. During the most recent period, only about 59% of Henricoans who had filed initial unemployment claims during the pandemic filed continuing claims. That might indicate that some of them have returned to work, though data is unclear. More COVID-19 testing is scheduled at Tuckahoe Middle School. This round will take place on Thursday, June 4th, as part of the Henrico and Richmond Health District's community testing efforts. The event will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. To register, call the Richmond and Henrico COVID-19 hotline at 804-205-3501 between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. CVS Health announced yesterday that it's opening free drive-through COVID-19 testing sites at 4 of its Henrico stores as part of a plan to open 39 such sites statewide and 1,000 nationwide. The Henrico locations are at 5001 West Broad Street, 8820 West Broad, 3001 Lauderdale Drive, and 1205 North Laburnum Avenue. The new sites will use self-swab tests, which will be available to people who meet the CDC and prevention criteria in addition to state and age guidelines. Patients must register for an appointment in advance at cvs.com beginning today. They'll be required to stay in their cars and directed to the pharmacy drive-through window where they will receive a test kit and instructions. A CVS pharmacy employee will observe the self-swab process to ensure that it's done properly, and test results will be available in approximately 3 days. Virginia Credit Union announced yesterday that it has awarded $2,500 scholarships to 6 Henrico County students through its scholarship program for members. They were selected on the basis of scholastic achievement, community service, extracurricular activities, an essay, and work to help cover the cost of education. The students are Henrico High School graduate Jonte Burton, who's planning to attend the University of Virginia, Hermitage High School graduate Samantha Game, who's planning to attend James Madison University, Haley Gofton of Henrico, a senior at JMU, Elizabeth Harden of Glen Allen, a senior at Old Dominion University, Tanya Pettis Martin of Henrico, a sophomore at Reynolds Community College, and Rutu Ravishankar of Glen Allen, a graduate of Henrico High School who's planning to attend Virginia Tech. The Richmond Flying Squirrels and Henrico-based Elephant Insurance have launched the Community All-Star of the Week program, and they are turning to fans for help in finding nominees. They want to recognize members of the community, such as healthcare workers, first responders, and teachers who are helping ease the impacts of COVID-19. The program is open to nominations of anyone who's making a positive impact around Greater Richmond. Nominations may be submitted online at milb.com/richmond/fans/community-all-star. Henrico-based Commonwealth Catholic Charities has received a $50,000 grant from the Truist Financial Corporation to provide hunger and financial relief to 2,100 low-income residents and seniors in Metro Richmond and Hampton Roads. The grant is part of the financial services company's Truist Cares initiative, a $25 million philanthropic pledge announced in March to support basic needs, medical supplies, and financial hardship relief as a result of COVID-19. No one was injured during a house fire in Eastern Henrico yesterday. Henrico fire officials responded to a home in the 3400 block of Glenwood Ridge Road. That's just northwest of Creighton Road and north of the Glenwood Golf Club. It happened shortly after 12:30 p.m. The fire started in the kitchen and extended into the attic and across the entire length of the house, but all occupants were able to get out safely. The Red Cross is assisting them with immediate housing and personal items. Fire marshal's personnel are working to determine the cause of the fire. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market at 6110 Lakeside Avenue, open Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2. Visit facebook.com/Lakeside Market RVA for details and a list of weekly vendors.